Hey, English learners. Welcome back to the Mr. Duo podcast, your cozy little place to learn easy English through real, everyday conversations. I'm Ava.
And I'm Leo. And today we're talking about something simple, but very powerful. Your real superpower. Not the loud kind, not the flashy kind, but the quiet strength that shape your life every single day. Ava, let me ask you something. When you hear the word superpower, what comes to your mind?
Honestly, something big, like flying or being super confident or always having the perfect answer.
Yes, that's what most people imagine. But real life is different, right?
Definitely. In real life, it's not about big moments all the time. Sometimes it's just about getting through the day.
Exactly. So here's a deeper question. What if your real superpower is something quiet?
Like what? Like staying calm when everything feels stressful, or continuing when you feel like quitting.
Oh, that actually sounds more real. Because honestly, I think that's harder than flying.
Let's explore that. Leo, have you ever gone through a difficult time where you had to just keep going?
Yeah, I think everyone has. There were times when I didn't feel motivated at all, but I still had responsibilities.
And what helped you continue?
I guess I didn't think too much. I just did small things, one step at a time.
That's powerful. You didn't wait for motivation, you moved anyway.
Yeah, but it didn't feel powerful at the time. It just felt normal.
That's the interesting part. Real strength often feels ordinary while you're doing it.
So are you saying struggle can actually be a good thing?
Not exactly good because it's not enjoyable, but it can teach you something important.
Like what?
It can teach you who you really are. When things are easy, you don't always see your true self.
That's true. When everything is fine, you don't question much.
But when life becomes difficult, you learn how strong you are, how patient you are, and what really matters.
So struggle kind of removes the fake things.
Yes, beautifully said. It removes the image, the ego, and what remains is something more real.
Okay, I have another question. If struggle teaches you something, what actually changes your life?
That's a great question. I think one of the biggest answers is consistency.
Ah, that word again. Everyone talks about it, but it's not very exciting.
Exactly. That's why it's a quiet superpower.
So what does consistency really look like?
It looks like small actions repeated every day. Studying a little, practicing English, showing up even when you don't feel like it.
So it's not about doing something amazing once.
No, it's about doing something simple again and again.
That sounds kind of boring.
It can be, but it's also very powerful
Why is it so powerful?
because it builds trust with yourself.
What do you mean by that?
When you say, I'll do this, and then you actually do it, even in a small way, your mind learns that it can rely on you.
Oh, so confidence comes from proof.
Yes, not just words, real actions.
That makes sense. It's like telling yourself, I can do this, and then showing it. But what happens when you don't feel like doing anything?
That's where another superpower comes in, discipline.
I don't love that word.
Most people don't, but discipline is not punishment. It's protection.
Protection. How?
It protects your future from your current mood.
Wow, that's deep.
Think about it. Sometimes you feel lazy, distracted, or emotional. Discipline helps you still make good decisions.
So it's like saying no to yourself?
Yes, sometimes. Saying no to what feels easy and yes to what is right.
Can you give a simple example?
Sure. Imagine you want to improve your English.
Okay.
And one day you feel motivated. You study for 2 hours.
That sounds great.
But the next day you feel tired and do nothing.
Yeah, that happens.
Discipline means you still study, maybe just 15 minutes, even when you don't feel like it.
So it's not about being perfect, it's about continuing.
Exactly.
I have a question about something else. What happens when life suddenly changes?
That's where adaptability becomes important.
Adaptability, meaning the ability to adjust.
Yes, because life doesn't always go as planned.
That's very true.
So instead of asking, why is this happening, adaptable people ask, what can I do now?
That sounds more practical.
It is. It helps you move forward instead of staying stuck.
But isn't it hard to stay calm when things change suddenly?
It is. That's why composure is important.
Composure, meaning staying calm, right?
Yes, staying calm and thinking clearly even when things feel difficult.
I think that's really hard sometimes.
It is, but even a small pause can help.
Like taking a moment before reacting.
Exactly. That moment can change your decision completely.
I've noticed something else. Some people understand others very well, even without words.
That's called emotional intelligence.
Can you explain that simply?
It means understanding your own emotions and the emotions of others.
So it's not just about being smart.
No, it's about being aware
Aware of what?
of feelings, reactions, tone, and behavior.
Can you give an example?
Sure, imagine someone says, I'm fine,
Okay.
and their voice is quiet and they avoid eye contact.
So they're probably not fine.
Exactly. Emotional intelligence helps you notice that.
That's really useful in relationships.
Very useful. It helps you respond with care instead of misunderstanding.
What about understanding yourself?
That's called self-awareness.
How is that different?
Emotional intelligence includes others. Self-awareness focuses on you.
So it's like knowing your habits and patterns.
Yes, knowing why you react the way you do.
That sounds important.
It is, because when you understand yourself, you can improve yourself.
Can you give an example of self-awareness?
Sure, you might notice I get angry when I'm tired,
That's very real.
or I avoid things that scare me.
Yeah, that happens too.
Once you see these patterns, you can change them.
So awareness comes before change.
Exactly.
I want to ask about one more thing. Listening.
Ah, yes. Active listening.
What makes it active?
It means you are fully present. You're not just hearing words, you're understanding meaning.
So, no distractions.
Right. No phone, no thinking about your reply.
That's actually harder than it sounds.
It is, but it makes a big difference.
How does it help?
People feel respected and understood.
And that builds trust.
Yes, very quickly.
So sometimes the best response is just listening.
Exactly. You don't always need perfect words.
So, if we look at everything we discussed, what is the real message?
The message is simple. Your real superpower is probably already inside you.
Just not loud or obvious.
Yes, it's quiet, it's steady, it grows over time.
Like patience, discipline, consistency.
And self-awareness, adaptability, and emotional intelligence.
I like this idea. It feels more realistic.
That's the goal. Real growth, not perfect performance.
So maybe people don't need something new. They need to notice what they already have.
Beautifully said, Leo.
Before we finish, let me ask one last question.
Go ahead.
What do you think is your quiet superpower?
I think my ability to stay calm and reflect.
That's a good one. Mine is probably continuing even when I feel unsure.
That's a very strong one. And now it's your turn.
Yes, think about it.
What is your quiet superpower?
Maybe it's patience.
Maybe it's resilience.
Maybe it's simply not giving up.
Whatever it is, don't ignore it.
Because quiet strength still changes your life.